Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to our live stream today. I am live right now with Dr. Tiffani Worthy. I'm going to actually bring her in just a few seconds. I just wanted to address the community and tell everyone I hope that everyone is doing well right now. I hope that everyone is holding up well. We're going to give as many updates as we can right now regarding COVID-19 and how it's affecting our community here in Willingboro. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Dr. Tiffani Worthy. Dr. Tiffani, Dr. Worthy, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
It's good to see you today. I'm hoping that everything is going well with you and your family.
Yes, we're just trying to stay safe and stay home.
Absolutely. Stay safe and stay home. Those are the words these days. It's tough. I know it's really tough. A lot of people want to stay home, but then you feel like you got so much that you have to do. People are in and out, but I'm glad that for the most part, we're doing the best that we can.
That's right.
So I just have a few questions for you right now. Basically, I want to start off with the COVID-19 numbers in Willingboro. How can you say the numbers are right now?
Right. So the numbers, we get updates every day from the health department. And as of yesterday, we had 193 cases in Willingboro. It's public knowledge. But of that 193, 14 people were cleared, and unfortunately, 5 people passed away from our community. So we are concerned about those numbers, and we're going to continue to take precautions and be proactive as a municipality to keep our residents safe and to keep echoing the message of staying home. Those who can stay home, we're encouraging them to stay home. And if you have to go out and you have to be out, make sure that you are 6 feet apart and that you are using social distancing and wearing a mask also.
Right.
So that's something new over the past few days that has been a requirement. So as you're going into stores to pick up essential goods, making sure that you have your mask on is now a requirement for everyone.
Right. Right. And let's reiterate that. I know that at one point it was that if you go into a store, you could go into a store if you did not have a mask, but I believe the governor said that after a certain period of time they would have to ask you to leave. But now it's official that we have to have a mask on no matter what.
That's correct. And it's for our safety and for the safety of others to make sure that you're covered. And if you don't have a mask, a surgical mask or a N95 mask, there are masks that you can make yourself. And the thought is that something is better than nothing. So even if it's a bandana that you can use, or if you have a scarf that you can use, a handkerchief, using something to be able to protect yourself and to decrease your chances of contracting COVID-19.
Understood. I also noticed that there are a lot of videos circulating on social media now where people are doing tutorials where they're teaching people how to make masks out of everyday clothing and things of that nature.
That's right. And that's, one thing I like about the DIY videos is they're not encouraging people to go out to the stores to purchase things. But to your point, they're showing you how you can use items that you may have around your house and rethink and repurpose those items to be able to use it as a covering in order for you to go out more safely.
Right. Awesome. When you look at the previous numbers, where they were last week, 2 weeks ago, comparing to where they are now, is it safe to say that we're doing a good job with flattening the curve?
So, I think it would be hard to draw some conclusions of if we're impacting flattening the curve. We do know that our numbers are going up. But we also know that we have essential workers in Willingboro. We know we have people in jobs where they're required to get tested. And so that plays a factor as well, just the fact that you have to be tested, whereas in perhaps in other communities, other places, people don't have to be tested because of their job. So we do know the number of people going out to get tested influences our number. But I don't think that we can ever do too much to do our part to flatten the curve. We did close our playgrounds and our basketball courts well before the state closed parks. And then as soon as the state began to close the state and the county parks, Willingboro went on and closed our municipal parks. And we have 12 or 13 of those within Willingboro. So closing those parks, we didn't take that lightly. It was a big decision to make that we knew would impact so many people. And then we went on and also closed our JFK track, as well as the practice fields and play fields there at JFK, which is a place where many people come together to gather. So I don't think we can say that we've done everything. Well, we've done everything that we know we can do, but there's so much to do to continue to flatten the curve.
Understood. Understood. Is there even a safe way to go outside of your home and still maintain social distance?
So is there a safe way? I think the safest thing is to stay home, but if you have to go out, practicing good respiratory health, making sure that you're covered, wearing gloves, and also learning how to use the gloves and how to wear the mask. Because we do have people who are, they're wearing the mask, but they're touching the inside of it, or they're wearing their gloves and they're contributing to cross-contamination because they don't understand the frequency in which that you have to change the gloves, or people have gloves on and they're touching food or feeding themselves. And so I think along with putting on the protective gear, we need to make sure that we understand how to use it. Make sure that we're not just going through the motions of wearing protective equipment and then not fully understanding how to use it to stay as safe as you can. I also would caution residents from going into stores with high volumes of people. Even if you have on gloves and masks, if you notice that the store looks full, don't go. Don't contribute to that. If you are feeling as though they're not observing the social distancing, call the non-emergency number. Allow the Willingboro Police to be able to engage and to begin to make sure that we are not having gatherings, even in local stores. So I think those things are important to keep in mind as well.
Understood. Understood. So I know that the numbers, as you aforementioned, have risen. Do you have any information on how it's looking as far as people who are recovering from COVID-19?
Yeah, so we know that in Willingboro, as of, again, yesterday evening, today's numbers should be coming out within the next hour, or pretty soon. We had 14 people recover from COVID-19 in Willingboro. So I'm interested in seeing how more people are recovering, and looking forward to hearing from residents who have overcome COVID-19 and hearing their testimonies and learning from their journey, things that we could learn as other residents so that we can stay safe and be encouraged through this epidemic.
Yes, yes. As far as can you give us more insight on what the township is doing to help the residents during these times?
Yes.
I know even with the food pantry, you got more information on that as far as the upcoming events?
Yes, so we are happy that we're able to collaborate with Humanity First at Al Nasser Mosque right on Bridge Street. If you're going down Bridge Street towards the old Centerton Bridge, if you're going that direction, they are having another food pantry on April 21st. And so that information is out on the Willingboro Township Facebook page. We'll continue to push that out to make sure residents are able to have access. Also, the Willingboro Municipal Utilities Authority is not allowing for shutoffs. So people who were being challenged with paying their bills, we're not going to exacerbate things during this very difficult time. As you know, PSE&G also is not enforcing shutoff notices. And so they're being much more lenient during this time. Also, to make sure that we're, again, not exacerbating difficult times. And more recently, Willingboro Public Library has put out more programming available, especially to our high school students, that's available digitally. You can be, if you're not a card holder, a library card holder, during this time, you can become a library card holder online and access the programs and resources that are available through Willingboro Public Library. So that's a new thing that we've been able to do to contribute to having some wellness, some recreation, some things to do during this time. And then we also have ramped up the police patrols, working with public safety to make sure that we have a presence, making sure that people are not encouraged to gather. They will see the police around, and also they respond and dispatch when we have residents share that they see residents assembling or gathering, to make sure that we are all observing the executive order.
Awesome. Where do we stand with code enforcement? Is that something that's been suspended as of now as well?
So, it's something I will look into as well with code enforcement. I do know that with some construction activities that code enforcement and the construction officials are able to do some of the inspections, but it's not at the extent that it was before COVID-19. Certainly, we've ramped down a lot of those things, but I will have to check with the township manager in terms of code enforcement assisting with social distancing and how that's related. That I'm
Awesome.
uncertain of, but I can find out.
Awesome. Thank you. Mayor, where can residents go if they wanted more information regarding COVID-19 as it relates to Willingboro?
Yeah, so on our Willingboro Township website, we do have information that's updated more frequently so that anything related to COVID-19 can be found there. We also have done some enhancements on the Facebook page where more information is coming out more readily throughout the day. So even checking the Facebook page will provide additional information about what's happening in Willingboro, in Burlington County, and also at the state level. So that's been very helpful. Also with robocalls, getting the information out to the residents in that way. So we have tried to make sure that we've enhanced and reinforced the different ways that we communicate with our residents. And then, of course, with things like this, with Borough TV reaching out and allowing me this platform to share has been very helpful. Just getting the information out in a timely way, in a relevant way. And I will also be going live through the Willingboro Township Facebook page at noon this Wednesday. So we're going to just keep using the different platforms and understanding that you have people who consume information from different places. And although a lot of the information is the same, it's important that we try to optimize the different platforms that are available. And then finally, even though it's not just Willingboro specific, the state does have COVID19NJ.gov. And that COVID19NJ.gov is where all the COVID-19 information is available, executive orders, resources that are available, financial information that's available for employers, for employees. The state has done a great job of finding a place and making this information available in a very comprehensive way so everyone can see it.
Awesome. We really appreciate you for joining us. Thank you so much for giving us all this information and also for giving us the opportunity to sit down with you today. Mayor Worthy, if you had any words of encouragement or inspiration during these trying times, I understand that so many people are experiencing emotional distress right now because of the quarantine, because of the isolation, and just things changing in general. What would you say to the residents of Willingboro right now?
I would say first to acknowledge that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay. It's a pandemic. It's difficult. And I think that first just recognizing that we are in difficult times, giving yourself permission to feel some kind of way. Give yourself permission to be able to try to navigate these difficult times. And then focus on some things that you would like to do or how you would like to be, or even begin thinking about things that you might want to do after this. So if you can allow yourself to think about what you want to do when this is over, what friends you want to go see, what places you want to go, what local businesses you want to be able to support in a different way, I think it's so important. But most importantly, I really believe that giving yourself permission to not be okay and then be able to move forward from there is really important.
Awesome. Mayor Worthy, thank you so much. Before I let you go, I did notice a comment come through that I do want to address, if you don't mind. Someone asked a question about the elderly population and if there's anything being done to help the elderly population with their needs.
Absolutely. So I appreciate that question. Yes. So beyond doing the food banks, which we want to make sure that our senior population is taken care of and making sure they have food that is brought to the Dorothea Campbell Senior Building for those seniors. The Department of Community Affairs and Aging has worked very closely with our senior residents to make sure that their needs are being met. Working with Ms. Reva Foster, she's been responding to those needs. And we also have made sure that the seniors who need prescription drugs that typically our shuttle services may take them to get prescriptions and things like that, we've made sure that they have access to drugstores that deliver. So the prescriptions will be delivered to them and making sure that they are getting the prescriptions that they need. But if there are needs that are being unmet, we want to know about them. Contact me via email or our township manager, and let us know, because we want to make sure that we are responding to the needs of our residents. The most effective way to get contact with us is not on Facebook. It would be using our township email addresses. For Dr. Rogers, it's srogers@willingboroughNJ.gov. She's our township manager. Or contact me at tworthy@willingboroughNJ.gov. We don't do official business on social media, but if there are inquiries and people have questions, they are welcome to email us so that we are able to capture what those responses are and follow up with them. And we have received several emails from residents asking questions. Residents have told us about different services that are available that we can point people to. We received notes of things that are going well. We've received information about social gathering and what we can do about that. So I encourage the residents, please contact us in a way that we're able to have a dialogue or a discourse. And so we look forward to being able to work with our residents and to respond to them.
Awesome. Thank you so much for answering that, Mayor Worthy. We really appreciate you for joining us today. We appreciate all your insight, all the information, and also we appreciate you for your words of encouragement. We appreciate everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Take care.
Be well, stay safe, and stay home.
Stay home. That's right. Everyone, we want to thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate everyone who tuned in. We ask that you please share this stream so that our people can continue to stay informed as we all stay home. Thank you again for joining Borough TV. You all have a blessed day.